Hi. It's a girl, Red Rose Abba Missionary, and I'd like to welcome you to my YouTube channel. Today, number 35. Oh my goodness, God has been faithful. I can't believe that this is the last video I am recording. In case you're watching this video or this is the first video that you're watching, I'd like for you to go to my YouTube channel and check out the videos that I did, the first video that I did. It will give you an idea of what we are doing here. But basically, in a nutshell, the 35 videos I did about the faithfulness of God in my life, and yeah, so once you check out those videos, please let me know what you think. And don't forget to subscribe, all right? Yeah, and thank you so much for subscribing, by the way, in advance. So today is day number 35, and I still have so much to say. But guess what? I feel so much better that I managed to offload. I don't know what I would have done if I still had all those stuff in the inside of me. I feel so much better, and I've noticed that with those videos that I did, God has been able to offload more stuff, to fill me with more stuff, which is great. Yeah, I know I would still do other videos and so on, but I feel so fulfilled to the glory of God. Thank you so much for the feedback that you've been giving us. We believe in the transformational power or transforming power of God, of the Word of God. And at the end of the day, all these videos are about giving Him the glory. Nothing about Red Rose, but everything about Jesus. So today is day number 35, and guess what? Today is the 4th of September 2020, of course. 2020. I want to say 2021, 2020. So today is the day that my son was born. Guess what? Today my son is literally turning 2 years. It's been quite fast. Yeah, like a lot has happened. And in the other video I talked about being pregnant and so on. I had so much to I think that was the longest video. I had so much to share. I felt that maybe I would have brought some of the stuff here. So I talked about my pregnancy experience and so on. So today I want to talk about a bit about motherhood and picking it up from there. Let's see how it goes, and I hope it won't be too long, but I can't promise because it's the last video. So yes, so on the 4th of like I told briefly, obviously, like I told you, I had an amazing pregnancy experience. All glory to God. I felt beautiful from the last day of being pregnant. So I remember that on the 4th, obviously I was expecting my son on the 10th according to their calculations, and my son came a couple of days earlier, which is the 4th. And my husband strongly believes that the reason why he came faster is because a day before my birthday, I think a day before my birthday or something like that, like we went for I think a conference at Bread of Life, my church, and I danced to King's Malembe song Nimwelesa. Like my pregnancy was there. I was dancing, going low and so on. And my husband believes that it's because I gave God all the glory. That's why Nehemiah came faster. Whatever the case, it all worked out for our own good. So so like in the other video I told you about how I told myself I was not gonna have a C-section unless otherwise. I cancelled that. I told myself that even though I was 34 years old, I told myself that I was going to, have a normal delivery. Everything was going to be fine. Obviously in the other video I talked about how I heard a lot of stuff about pregnancy that were like scary, but I refused to hear any of that. And to the glory of God, everything that I spoke in existence, came to pass. And, I had, safe delivery. My baby and myself were okay. We were discharged, obviously, the following day. And just one of the nuggets about my life is every time I sense that God is taking me in a new season or new dimension, like I start to ask God how He would like for me to prepare. Obviously, like I told you about before pregnancy, obviously I had to prepare. And obviously, even when I was pregnant, I had to prepare to be a mother. Obviously, I didn't know how that looked like. Obviously, I like to say that before I was a biological mother, to the glory of God, I mothered a lot of people, to the glory of God, who now others are married with children and stuff like that. But I think I didn't want to take it for granted that just, because I had an opportunity to raise people and stuff like that, I'd feel the same. So I went back to God and said, God, like, how would you like for me to prepare? And one of the areas that I started to work on was obviously my husband and I were always on the road doing ministry, you know, so it was about, okay, how do we ensure that we do that? You know, we create some time for the baby. Apart from that, I was a career woman, you know, I've worked all my life since high school. And then it was about, okay, so now what will happen? Like issues of breastfeeding, like, so do I stop work? Do I continue? Do I look for, you know, like all those things we had to sit down and talk. And to be honest, I didn't know how it was going to be like to be a full-time mother and a full-time mother and wife. But it's something that I think I said, God, okay, in this season, the priority is my child. So one of the nuggets you need to get is before every season, please prepare for the next season. And if you feel that you've entered a new season and you haven't prepared, find some time to really prepare so that you don't find yourself in shock and so on, you know. So yeah, so we did that, and to be honest, my husband was worried that 4 months at home like was gonna be the hardest season of my life, you know. He thought after a month I would say, baby, I want to go back to work and stuff like that. For me, I didn't know how it was going to work out because I've worked all my life, but I trusted God. I told myself, now you're a mother, you need full attention, the baby needs your full attention. Yeah, so the baby dropped like that, and yeah, for me, I'd made up my mind. I didn't know how it was going to work, but I said I was going to be a full-time mother and child. Thank God my contract was coming to an end 4 months after I delivered, which was amazing. So in fact, my baby was breastfed exclusively. Obviously, I started with some, you know, formula first days, but I put my child on breast milk for 6 months, and I took care of my child like for 6 months. Obviously, I had amazing people that came through to support. Obviously, you can't do it because alone you need support. And obviously, I had time. Obviously, there's time that I needed to go to school when the baby, I think, was 4 months and so on. So we had people coming in. My niece, you know, shout out to Sarah, you know, who came in to just ensure that I went to school. And you know, the first 6 months I gave the baby the attention, and I remember that I became so comfortable that my husband became worried again, because for me the 6 months that I was at home, like I loved those days, to be honest. I can't lie. Right now I look back, I'm like, what was I thinking, you know? I was so much in love with a child that I was able to take care of him 24/7. I remember before my niece came through, like it was just me, Nehemiah, and my husband. Obviously we have a help and staff who would come and go, and my routine was simple, like, you know, take care of a baby, wait for the father, I cook and so on, and I loved it. I was like, oh my God, I didn't know that being a full-time housewife and mother is brilliant. And I was even negotiating with my husband that, you know, I don't want to go back to work. You know, I thought I was a career woman, but do you think I should go back to work? Maybe I should just be having children. Maybe I should just be taking care of the children, you know. And my husband was like, no, baby, you gotta go back. You know, I was like, no, I don't want, you know, until around 4 months when my husband saw that I was getting too comfortable. He said, baby, I think it's time you start to think about going back to work. And I saw the seriousness in his face, and I was like, okay, let's give it a try. That's when now I started to do some consultancy work, and it was good because it was a bit flexible. I'd go and I would come back and so on. All right, and yeah, so it's been amazing. And after 6 months exactly, I had to go back to work, you know. And obviously just separating with your child and all those things, and obviously it's something that I had to prepare for. What am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is, I know a lot of us cry for babies. You know, I know when someone gets married, one of the things that they are excited about is, okay, I'm going to have a baby. And some people don't even have a plan. They just get married and, you know, they have a child, which is amazing. You know, like if you are ready to, you know, take care of a child, you know, that's great. There are some people, they delay to have a child, they get stressed, their marriage is on rock, you know what I mean, and so on. But for me, my advice to you is, like I said, before every season, you want to understand what the season is about. You might not have the nitty-gritties, the details of what you'll be expected to do in that season, but there are a lot of people that have gone ahead of you. You know, I had opportunity to talk to people like my mentors about, okay, what do you mean to be, you know, to be a mother and so on, and it did help. So I want to challenge you, if you know, you're married, you're planning to be married and so on, pray about it. You know, when do you think you want to have a child, you know, and are you ready to have a child, you know what I mean, like, do you understand what a child comes with and so on. And I like to say that for me, by the grace of God, I have not struggled to find people that like love my child, take care of my child when I'm at work and stuff like that. But one of the things that I've told myself is that at the end of the day, you know, I need to understand that those people are doing me a favor. I've seen sometimes it's easy for you to feel that, you know, those people owe you, you know, do this, do that for the child and so on, because you feel that, you know what I mean. But I think at the end of the day, I've learned that whatever someone is doing is a favor. A mother is a responsibility. I mean, the child is a responsibility of the mother. Whether you are working, you're doing whatever, that's your business. You have to make sure that your child is safe, your child is eating well, you know, you're watching over your child. Like I said, I've had amazing people that have just come in. I can't complain in that area. But as a mother, I need to check, you know, what's happening with my child. Has my child lost weight? Do I need to change the diet? What should my child eat? Should he eat Hungry Lion now? You know, and so on and so forth. You know, it's very, very, very important. And to know that at the end of the day, should something go wrong, you don't have to point fingers at the person who's doing you a favor by taking care of your child. It's your responsibility to take care of your child. And if you want your child to be raised in a certain way, you need to negotiate with the people that are helping you with your child, so that at the end of the day, someone should not feel, okay, you know, like, because that's why we've had a lot of cases, you know, people upset, they end up beating their people's children because they feel, my God, after there is not my child and stuff like that, you know, and so on and so forth. So yeah, so that's that. And I've seen some people, obviously, when they have a child, they even hate their children and so on, they don't have time and stuff like that. All those things you have to calculate. Obviously, for us, one of the things that we calculated was my husband and I are most of the times on the move, you know. So one of the things we invested in is to pray heavily on people that we're going to help us with our children, with our child. And say children as if we're fine, you know, we have with our child, you know. And we did pray, and I can assure you God answered, because me and my husband said that if our hearts weren't going to be at peace with the person that we had said we had found to take care of our child, we're not going to. I was ready to leave my job, but God has faithful. Like, my child, I think, has been with maybe 3 different people, and these have been people that actually are doing an amazing job to the glory of God. And I can surely tell you that it's been by the grace of God. I'm sure some of the people say, Neymar is just staying alone, you know, and stuff like that. Like, we are always trying to balance, you know, numbers here and there. Yeah, so today is my baby's birthday. So yeah, so I don't know what to do. So maybe we'll have balloons or something. I've been googling a couple of suggestions, and you know, I'm gonna put this up around 10. I hope that you'll be able to send some suggestions and stuff like that on what we can do. I know my husband obviously has bought him a present and is excited about it. But yeah, it's been good. So yeah, so that's it. I can go on and on and on, but this is the last video, so I would like to just say a massive thank you to God for the opportunity to pour out, for the opportunity to feel better after, you know, pouring out, you know, to the woman behind the camera, Jen Grace, who's taken 35 videos. Sometimes she's tired, she's preparing for exams and stuff like that. I had to drag her, bully her a little bit. Oh, I'm not a bully, you know, push her a little bit around. But yeah, she's done it out of grace. She's grace. She's done it out of love, because she's grace. So yeah, God bless you, Jen Grace. I know you're watching. Yeah, God bless you. I pray that every life that will be impacted through these videos, you know, God will be able to give you a share of that reward, you know. And I know sometimes for me, I like things in a certain way, you know what I'm saying. But then I thank God that we're very polite and very patient with me. But I know that these videos will impact the generations and generations to come. So God bless you. I pray. I want to say more, but I know some brothers might get excited, so I went here. And obviously she's been supported by Olipa, you know. Thank you so much, Olipa. Shout outs to you for helping out with Jane Grace. And obviously, lastly but not the least, I want to and other you know, maybe Obey and Daddy, so taking care of Nehemiah. Yeah, thank you so much. You know, obviously, I've seen Nehemiah all over. In fact, I wanted to feature my son here, but my son is not on social media. my husband and I love social media, and we made a decision not to put our child on social media until hopefully when he's 16 years old. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, and also lastly but not the least, I want to thank my husband for the opportunity, for bearing with me, you know, taking this time away and just doing videos. Obviously it means that it's away from him, you know, but it's something that he's been supportive of, obviously praying for me and all those things. And you know, if you're not married, please pray for that man of God that will believe in your dream. Yeah, I hope I haven't left out anybody, you know. So yeah, so thank you so much. And in case you're wondering what next, look out for the 7 videos of the 7 things I learned about marriage. Peace.